Hey, so you want to be a flat earth believer, do you? Well, this is part 4 of this video series. Before getting into this level, I would strongly suggest that you watch the 3 preceding parts to level up your character. Just like any battle, you do not want to go to the boss fight with a rookie character. Oh no, that would be pure madness. Those earlier videos will prep you with the correct mindset with several talking points, tips, and technique to make you a better flat earther. This one will delve a bit deeper into psychology, with some tips and techniques to, well, appear far smarter than one is. We all do it, consciously or subconsciously. It is human nature. Take FTFE for example. Every week, he holds debate with not real flat earthers, and at times, he would pin a specific comment for the whole world to see. Now one may assume that FTFE is doing this to show the dumbness of the original poster and not to appear smarter. But that is just splitting hair. Oh, by the way, one might also say that it is a true Scotsman's fallacy. Well, a simple, easy to understand reply would be, it is not fallacy if it is true. All we need to do is to look at this guy, Mike the Flat Earther. Case closed. But obviously, to pull the pin the comment trick, you do need a dumb reply. One option is to have a sock puppet account and post some stupid comment that you can then pin. Do remember to change your account first. Anyone remembers mundane math? Enough said. Back to the point of appearing smarter. Well, here is Scotty Storm doing an absolutely amazing job at that. Kudos to him.
So, unless you can debunk thermodynamics and entropy, the second law of thermodynamics and entropy, then you've got no case, because you can't have two pressure systems coexisting side by side without a barrier. That goes against science 101.
Trust me, for over 90% of the population, you would be good with that sentence. It is pure gold. And it is rather easy. Just remember the words thermodynamics and entropy. How easy is that? Now, if someone do want some further clarification, throw in some words like chaos, moving from order to disorder. If they do insist, try the following statement. Well, the second law of thermodynamics is difficult to explain in layman's terms. Things tend toward a state of randomness. If I have to give you an example, let me think. At this point, do take a couple of seconds while looking at the space towards your right and the bit above eye level. This in NLP would indicate that you're trying to construct a visual picture. Say, maybe once, and in your mind, count up to at least 5 seconds. Pro tip, do not count out loud. Then follow with, for example, it is not possible to extract heat energy from a reservoir and perform work without creating waste heat. Yes, just say before next sentence with a very small pause. You cannot go from a disordered state to an ordered state without inputting more energy. But I'm not really good at explaining it at a basic level. I do recommend that you go and read some books on that. Trust me, almost no one in their right mind would read a book on thermodynamics for fun. Then change the subject. On the earlier videos, I have given you several talking points. Just jump to any one of them and get off this thermodynamics train. Next trick is to use burden of proof. Now, many people just don't understand what it means, which will work extremely well in your favor. It is quite simple. State that it is Glover's responsibility to prove that the Earth is a sphere, and then ask for some demonstrable proof. There are several proofs you can ask for, and I guarantee that no glober could ever provide that. Let's start with an easy one. Ask them to demonstrate water sticking to the bottom of a ball. Now, some smartass would say something about the size of Earth and the gravitational pull. Hogwash. Simple fact is, they cannot show it using a simple everyday beach ball. Checkmate. But I just don't want to give you one. Here is another.
Why do you suppose it is when flat earthers do a video saying, hey, here's an idea. Why don't you put a drone on a moving walkway, that's comparable with the floor actually moving, like you claim the earth right beneath our feet, aka the floor, moves. And all we have.
Don't feel bad if you don't understand what is being said. That is the signature of a true genius. If someone doesn't understand, refer to the fact that very few people understands Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time. Scoff and move on. Now, some silly people may bring up atmosphere. Just call it hogwash. Easy. Back to more psychology and what not to do. On my tips video, I explained how ignorance is your greatest strength. Simply put, most people are not super smart, and yet some deceptions are very easy to spot. Take this video as an example. It has 341 views at the time of screenshot with a 72.7% of like to dislike. When we look at the comments, well, you'd assume a similar distribution. But when you scroll down, you see that every comment is liked by Daniel and all are positive. Now, most people will not understand the reason why this looks wrong, but some will subconsciously pick it up. These are called statistical anomaly, and some would obviously come to the correct conclusion that Daniel is only approving the comments he approves of. It is a very minor point, but it will say a lot about you. Instead of being so blatant, even if you do plan to approve each and every comment, do let some non-agreeable comments pass. This will show that you are indeed the bigger man or woman. If there are no such organic comments, well, use a sock account. But whatever you do not use an account which is known to be yours to comment. Like Daniel, using his other account, reshaping our world, and then replying to it. It is just childish and does nothing for the credibility of the channel. Final tip. On other videos, I did mention the longing to belong. Many people fall in what is called an echo chamber. Use that towards your advantage. Simply put, make a video that is several hours long. Take some cue from channels like Globebusters, Ranty, Arwin and such. Every video should be at least an hour long, preferably more. Bigger is always better, right? Not only the extra long videos will bring you more moolah, it will also actively discourage those globeturds from debunking your video. Whatever you do not put time code. That is for sissies. If someone really wants to find the truth, they should be willing to go through the whole video. Transcribe? Of course not. YouTube auto-generated will do a fine job. Well, fine enough. Only an idiot with too much time on their hand would transcribe. Enough said. Hopefully you have followed through. Feel free to rewatch it to get all the intricate details. Share it around with your friends. Everyone needs a helping hand, even those who just started on this. Like and comment and watch out for the next part, which will possibly be the masterclass, and then you can also be an Oakley. Please do practice the basic first. Well, what are you waiting for? Go get them, tiger!